Today we're going to start reviewing what we've been talking about, which is energy. Today we're going to learn about two new types of energy, potential and kinetic energy. Say those words with me, potential and kinetic. Those are the two types of energy we're going to be learning about today. Potential energy is stored energy. When things are not in motion, it has potential energy. That means it's saving up its energy for the motion that it could potentially have. For example, if you look at this bow and arrow, this person is drawing back the bow and the arrow. Now, since the arrow is not moving right now, it has potential energy. It's gained a lot of energy that is potential and stored, so that way when the person lets go of the arrow, it will go flying through the air. But right now, while this arrow is sitting on the bow and it's pulled back, it has potential energy, which is stored energy because it is not moving. If you look at this picture, you see that a rock is slightly on the hill. Now, right now it's not moving. It has potential energy. That means the energy is stored inside of this rock. Now, what happens if that rock slides down the hill? Well, that brings us to our next type of energy. Kinetic energy is energy in motion. When something is moving, it has kinetic energy. Kinetic energy. So we looked at the first picture of the person pulling back the bow and arrow. Now we see in this picture the arrow has went somewhere else. He has released this bow and the arrow has went flying. Now, since the arrow is in motion, it has kinetic energy. Remember the picture of the rock we saw sitting on top of the hill? Well, imagine that the rock right here by the dotted lines, that was the rock that had potential energy. But it started falling down the hill. While that rock was in motion and while it was falling, it had kinetic energy. Hey boys and girls, it's Mrs. Jones here, and we've been talking about kinetic and potential energy. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a little demonstration on kinetic and potential energy to help reinforce what we've learned in our slideshow. So we're in my classroom here at Meadowview, and what we're going to do is we see that we have this ball. This ball is on top of the cubbies. So right now, just sitting there, that ball has potential energy. Remember, potential energy means stored energy. So it has the potential to fall to the ground. So because it's sitting still right now, it's remaining in position, it has potential energy. What type of energy will this ball have when it gets knocked off the shelf? Well, when this ball gets knocked off the shelf, it now has kinetic energy. Now, sitting in the floor, it has no energy at all, but when it fell, the action of it falling has kinetic energy.